get it.
Our eyes were fully dilated there, Achilles.
Somebody's motivated.
CONBOX Spirit, again, historically 2-0 MVP space, never played in Apex on Temple of Anubis. And you look at the selection, you're like, okay, well, who benefits the most from choosing Temple of Anubis? And it is Twighlight, like you mentioned. This is the new pick. In the previous seasons, it wasn't going to be as relevant as it is now. So a lot of the draft here, I think, specifically for the side of CONBOX Spirit, is around really empowering Twighlight and their Sombra play that they have done the most of. Like you say, they've spent the most time running Sombra, so theoretically, on a map where Sombra is fantastically strong on offense and defense, really. We've seen the offensive Talon comps with the Reaper and the Sombras. Yes, because we cast another game, saying Talon is weird. But we may see it on both offense and defense, especially on point B. For point A, our first Sombra is going to be OneFact on defense. That's a bit different. It is going to be one of the DPS players playing the Sombra, so Rascal-esque here from OneFact.
Still going to be playing it, 2-2-2 style with the very aggressive Sombra, build up those EMPs and just make sure you can continuously shut down CONBOX.
Control the health pack also on one of the large attacking routes, which you'll see that CONBOX Spirit will at least cheating towards.
He's trying to sneak his way in there, get onto one of the squishier targets. CONBOX Spirit can't quite find it, it's just going to fire into the flank. Those massive hitboxes of Gamsu and SleepyBear.
And once you've committed to a side and you see the hacked health pack, it's actually quite hard to pick up and go all the way across the map to another attack and potential for Sombra to pop around. That's why he used the Translocator onto another health pack when he went for his first salvo.
They did go ahead and switch things around, moved over to the left-hand side of the map from the defense perspective, and now Asher diving in really deep here. Use the recall for fear of just getting shredded in these tight quarters. Moving up towards that pulse bomb could do some devastating damage. But yeah, Architect getting knocked down by the sleep dart. EMP coming through here. Asher not able to do a damn thing, gets taken out by OneFact. So MVP space already starting things off with a pretty decent defense. See how much longer they can go ahead. Hold on to this one. It was actually the hack, not the EMP coming through, as OneFact does have that available still. There's a translocation, can drop right into the middle of them. There we go, finally drops it out. See if they can pick up any kills. It's going to be Opraochi going down first and foremost. SleepyBear going low with the mech. Might just get popped out of it. There we go. Does get taken down, and CONBOX Spirit, that should be a halt on the show.
Yes, Sombra, ladies and gentlemen. This is all about Sombra on defense, but...
I say that, and actually it's going to be Gamsu jumping forward, but yet again, no one there to back him up. He gets taken down immediately.
And look at MVP space, they can be so conservative. They have 5 ultimates and the inevitability of the EMP coming again. Controlling one side with the late health pack, but using the Translocator before he went for harass, next to a second health pack, a smaller pack that he hacked after that, meant there was only one area that CONBOX had come through, and they were easily able to account for that as well, defending in the houses. They got the sleep onto OneFact. This should be him dying first.
Yeah, oh, actually, it looks like he gets out of dodge just in time. Meanwhile, Yaki with the Dragon Blade takes out both supports, gets rid of Gamsu.
3K.
They'll get rid of Architect, and it's nearly the team wipe as they chase in onto SleepyBear. We'll pick up that 200 HP health pack, but good lord, what a turnaround.
And just a nano blade, a split second as he was in mid-air for the heal deny on the grenade, got off the Translocator, no pick onto the Sombra. And to rewrite the script, that looked like it was going to be CONBOX Spirit finding a way in.
I mean, that's the most damning thing. OneFact is still squishy. They had the sleep dart, and they still can't kill him in time.
They're waiting out the seconds, looking to layer the damage, but couldn't do it fast enough. The Translocator was enough to get him out.
Yeah.
And now the full hold possibility is there.
You can see though, sound barrier coming down here. Architect pushing forward, has to dodge out to the side. That self-destruct, but still is able to swipe his way through Undine, but that's all he's going to get.
He dies.
Closer, kills him with the boop.
The fight will continue on.
Yeah, Yaki going to be pushing forward. Yet again, this just seems to be the hot spot to throw down your self-destructs. Not quite going to find anything though with that one. And MVP space, they lose 2 members. KuKi almost goes down.
The respawns here are going to be very considerable, the advantage with the short distance for CONBOX Spirit. This might be the capture. Been slow to get the percentage up, though.
Stanley makes it back into the mech. Keeps himself nice and safe. He's trying to mitigate as much as possible.
They need to rush in here. Yaki's down as well.
He's going to go ahead, jump up over onto the high ground. First tick nearly there for CONBOX Spirit, and Gamsu's come up with a double kill.
Yeah, this should be the capture.
Yeah, Undine going down as well. MVP space suffering just too many losses. They'll go ahead, drain the clock as much as they can with Daly, but he doesn't last that much longer outside of the mech. And the cap will come through, but just under 4.5 minutes for CONBOX Spirit.
Needs to go for the full push, but it looked like it could be a full hold. So, okay, first objective, point A, is captured. Well, frustrated for the majority of that on defense by the Sombra from OneFact, who will be sticking with Sombra.
I mean, why the hell not? You're going over on to point B where it's definitely the strongest.
And CONBOX Spirit, again, bringing back an old strategy. Usually it's a defense May that prompts an attack May, but it's attack May from Twighlight.
Yeah, interesting. Once that big zone control here.
Only Lucio is the sole healer.
Going ahead, pushing forward, trying to get those right clicks in on the closer to take out the enemy Lucio.
OneFact's already taken out Architect.
Yeah, I can't quite find that one. Twilight's just trying to keep himself alive, hovering back and forth around this low ground. Pops into the ice block. Stay up for the moment. Asher has a pulse bomb. He can find a big one. Lock down multiple members, maybe get rid of Undine or closer. That could be a massive opening here for CONBOX to try to go ahead and start getting some ticks down onto this meter.
And if OneFact just stays away, potential of canceling out a Blizzard or a big Blizzard play with the EMP is possible as well. Sure, you do have a lot of targets to just left click, but no other abilities to clean up. But speaking of clean up,
yeah, that's going to be the dasher here. Yaki getting nano boosted up. Goes ahead, dashes his way through with the Dragon Blade. Go ahead, pop him right out of the mech. They should be able to just take out SleepyBear. They're going to delay this as long as possible. Try to get the reset, or honestly just leave him out into that Baby Diva form, force him to either poke out or run all the way back to the spawn, swap, lose his ult charge, and then swap back.
And the ult economy has been really good from MVP Space. You see them investing 2 ultimates to stop a push very frequently. Never do we see 3 to 5 ultimates like other teams have been guilty of. So good meterage there. They also have the Sombra. Might have to be a very aggressive defensive move because they have to feel like the inevitability of the Blizzard is closing in on them.
Yeah. You can see how much time that bought SleepyBear just now getting back into the mech. OneFact with a nice angle will go ahead, drop in from above. Throws out that EMP. Catches a couple different members there, but the sound barrier still comes out from the side of CONBOX, and Yaki's going to be the first one that gets taken out as Architect goes forward, now draws out the Dragon Blade, finds Undine, looking for a bit more, but can't quite play up into the face of that Winston. Daly goes ahead, boops him, throws out the self-destruct. Both of them will come out. We're not going to find anything there. It's an exchange of ultimates as they keep pushing in, trying to get that first tick. They're about halfway there, but Opraochi goes down.
Yeah, it looks like CONBOX Spirit will not be able to finish the push here. 2 defensive picks is enough. Such a big defender's advantage on Temple of Anubis. Maybe the most guilty of that 2-point capture staple. CONBOX Spirit just pull away, although Asher gets a pick onto Yaki. He's actually jumped onto the Widowmaker. They've changed their composition pretty significantly. They don't want to build up another Blizzard onto the side of Twighlight. So boosting the Widowmaker might be their current strategy.
An interesting strategy with just a minute and a half left to go. OneFact yet again, EMP. Ready to go as you would expect for a Sombra.
I'm just amazed that there was no thought on the attack Sombra here from CONBOX Spirit.
Yeah, oh, here we go. Massive EMP drops in, but already Daly goes down. They do trade one back here onto Twighlight as KuKi takes him out. Yaki gets rid of Gamsu. KuKi leaping forward, gets rid of Opraochi. That's going to be the supports, and now it's just Asher and SleepyBear. But they're not long for this world. They still will be able to go ahead, pop out SleepyBear from the mech, and yet again, you just leave him to suffer, because it's either swap and lose everything, or run forward and kill yourself.
How was Twighlight jumping on Sombra the third of the strategies they had for point B on this map? Amazing to consider when they were the first team to really have a player largely dedicated to playing Sombra. Has jumped on it and of course could have an ult in 40 seconds, that's the reality.
For the hack here on the KuKi.
Didn't quite get it.
Sneaks around from the side. Will get taken low, but translocators very reliable. Gets himself out to safety.
Got a lot of defense matrix timer out of the Diva. So no commitment on the Dragon Blade. They really want a Sombra ultimate with Para, but still far away.
Yaki goes low. He gets taken out, actually. SleepyBear is able to boop him in midair, takes him out. Now looking here for Undine, who does get taken down by Asher, finishing him off. Dragon Blade comes through. Primal Rage will get popped by KuKi, who's trying to buy time here on the point for the respawns to come through, but the first tick's already been grabbed. In fact, maybe looking for the opening. Nearly has that EMP ready to roll. It's going to be in overtime for CONBOX Spirit. If they can complete this, EMP comes down from Twighlight. Going to be matched by that of OneFact, but he's going to be the first one that falls in the fight. And already MVP Space going to be at a disadvantage that they still have members trying to respawn to get back in on top of this point, then hold off this push from CONBOX Spirit, but it's just not looking great. Daly goes down, Undine falling as well. A lot of the delay tools have been burned out and expended from the side of MVP Space, and with KuKi and Yaki going down, you have to think this is very well could be it, unless OneFact can buy enough time with the May.
Yeah, the efficiency of doing this is so much lower with the longer respawns. The patches have topped out a lot of this staggering, but for now, it was a good start. Starting to get a couple of respawns, but no, not enough. And there is the full complete for CONBOX Spirit.
Use the wall before the ice block. Couldn't quite get himself into the corner, so had to force it out, so couldn't buy that extra little bit of time.
I mean, adding the extra time to the respawners in overtime stopped the stall from Mei being as effective, because before you would buy 6 to 7 seconds and a D.Va and a Winston would jump in and perhaps you could make the turn, but in this meta, much harder to get value out of Mei. So, amazing. Jumping on to Sombra from Twighlight was the thing that got them the full complete. Who would have thought it, Achilles?
I don't know. It's just like moving away from, triple support on attack on Hanamura also helps you get a completion.
We're learning things about Overwatch today. Put those notes down in your notebook, ink them in. Going to be very useful in the next round.
Oh, dear. We should just be coaches.
We could. We'd be like, more Sombra, please. Twighlight would be like, nah.
Oh, okay. So it seems good to me. OneFact, though, he put up a good performance with his own Sombra.
Certainly could be opening on the Widowmaker here, but we'll focus on the defense, as it looks like defensive dive going to be coming through from CONBOX Spirit. We're not seeing Twighlight start on the Sombra, but we are 100% certain he will move to it at some point.
It'll get there, unless they complete this on a full hold.
Look, to be fair, it is almost exclusively a point B defensive strategy. Seeing it on point A was unique from the side of OneFact, and I really liked what he was able to do, forcing CONBOX Spirit to attack one way and still having large compositional answers to that. But I think you need to put quite a lot of time into really getting the translocator spot, being able to understand how to shift your defenses when you know for certain that the team will be using the high ground on the right side of the entrance for the attackers, and it's going to be much more standard from CONBOX Spirit.
Yeah, and that was one of the crazier finds that we've seen on point A. Everybody into the side room, just throwing out multiple self-destructs.
It was like a mosh pit.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a good way to put it. But OneFact,
oh, we've seen this before.
Shot.
Nope.
Nothing there.
They've seen that before as well.
But he's going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just see the instant swap, but he's going to stick through.
Being stubborn. No sight lines yet on any defenders.
Yeah, everybody playing very far back. Finally looking for a shot here into Gamsu.
He shot the Winston in the rear.
Ouch.
Not that ouch, apparently. Winston's still fine.
They have very advanced medical technology in this.
Apparently.
At this stage of whatever.
He is able to just drop a defensive bubble randomly wherever he goes. With very little animation. I don't really know how he pulls it off.
He's a scientist.
OneFact's going down the left side. He's already lost his Zenyatta.
Yeah, very far forward here, but it does help take care of Architect. This closer boops him to death. He's trying to push forward here, but now OneFact getting jumped on by Asher. Hits him quite a bit. Jumps up onto the wall to keep himself safe, but we'll go ahead and just retreat back around the side.
You don't often see Widowmakers at 30% charge after a minute. He hasn't really contributed anything, but it has been very much just a 1-for-1, and
hey man, he shot Gamsu in the rear.
He did, but that was the highlight.
Well, here we go. Yaki, speaking of ultimate charge, going to get quite a bit here as he dashes through, helps come up with his kills as they knock SleepyBear out of the mech. We'll be able to finish him off with his right click on the shurikens. But that gets picked off somewhere in the nether by Architect, but the rest of MVP space, they're going to go ahead, sitting nice and pretty on top of point A.
Yeah, the statistics would definitely show this was a successful push with Widowmaker, but we know the Widowmaker did nothing. Really nice play by Yaki in the top part of the area where CONBOX Spirit was stagnated for quite a while. Means they take point A much faster. It was only about a 4-minute 30 time bank for the side of CONBOX Spirit and MVP space. They've got some tools here. They should have between 2 and 3 ultimates available depending on the Transcendence, and opening up with Transcendence, Zone Control, and also the Dragon Blade is the potential complete, especially because Twighlight is 70% away from completion on that EMP.
Well, we know that that's only a matter of seconds, really, before he builds that one up. A couple flanks.
Eaten there on the
down.
The pulse one was actually eaten. Nice stuff that would have stalled a push on its own.
Not going to get that, and it's going to be MVP space just wrapping around. 5 ultimates ready to go. Sound Barrier going to be the first one that's
now or never.
Yaki with the Dragon Blade, hunting through for Opraochi, comes up with that first kill. Self-destruct thrown down by SleepyBear. Is not going to find anything as they go ahead, wrap into the backside of the point to keep himself safe. And Architect will fall. 3 members now dead as Opraochi starts respawning. MVP space having a nice firm shove on this first point. Twighlight gets taken out, but not before he can use the EMP, but still, the staggered respawns coming through Architect, the lone one alive at the moment.
He's going to try and come back in with Dragon Blade, but for now, he's not been able to get on the point. Ash is buying time. They get 2 ticks on the control point. They're getting more even. Let's watch the Dragon Blade.
Draws it out, looking for OneFact, can't quite find the kill. In the meantime, Asher does get taken out by Yaki, so MVP Space still having a nice forward position here on the point. Closer, getting taken down by Opraochi is a decent opening for CONBOX to try to calm down all of this action and regain control. The rest of MVP Space do not want to allow that to happen. Gamsu gets taken out, Opraochi down yet again as they keep pushing forward.
But the frontliners are down on the side of MVP Space, so CONBOX Spirit finally can take a brief sigh of relief. Still 4.5 minutes to only be able to defend 1 checkpoint, but CONBOX Spirit don't have anything left in the war chest, but neither does MVP Space, so maybe we'll see them modify their approach. I'd love to see some attack Sombra, honestly, like we did finally see from Twighlight on attack from CONBOX.
Twilight's got another EMP ready to go.
Again, the only strategy I've seen work with reliability is the Talon strategy, the Sombra and the Reaper. Sombra and Genji's very similar flavor.
He goes pushing in the stealth, drops down the EMP, catches multiple members of MVP Space, and OneFact's going to be the first one that falls. Architect takes him out, Undine closer, both supports swept through very swiftly by SleepyBear. So MVP Space just going to get bolted yet again, and Daly, he's knocked out of the mech. They're just going to go ahead, hang him out to dry.
It really does feel to me, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but my impression is that it feels a bit like Season 1 Mei, where the only way to beat a defensive Mei on Temple of Anubis was take an attacking Mei and try to just match Blizzard with Blizzard. It feels like Sombra is kind of at the same spot right now with the lower ult. Mei, of course, had the global ult nerf, where all nerfs were decreased, and also was target nerfed on her ultimate, but Sombra has almost permanent EMP, and it doesn't feel like MVP Space is really going to be able to take advantage of many holes in this defense from CONBOX. But they have 3 ults, and you know that EMP will be up very short.
Yeah, he's going to have that very swiftly here. SleepyBear as well, getting ready with that self-destruct that MVP Space going to be pushing forward yet again. Pulse Bomb not going to go through, gets eaten up by Daly. Asher just losing out on that one, forced into the recall. Meanwhile, Yaki drawing out that Dragon Blade. The sound barrier comes down from Opraochi, trying to keep him alive, but he's still going to be the first one that falls. They find more is going to be the question. Self-destruct comes through, not going to find anything, but Architect finding kills with his own Dragon Blade. Undine and Daly both being taken out. CONBOX looks to maintain control over the point.
KuKi does invest Primal Rage, both of the Winstons Primal Rage, although Gamsu dies.
Take him out, Gamsu. Not going to be there to try to delay, and KuKi sitting in that Primal Rage, just trying to buy as much time as possible, trying to build up for that final little tick, but they can't quite get it.
Yeah,
already.
At this point, it's still too staggered. We're not in overtime, so the respawns are just too fast, and MVP Space once again are frustrated. And if they stick with the same comp, overtime is the best hope as Yaki moves away, but it's not onto something like the Sombra. It's actually onto the Roadhog.
They're still just using ultimates as they get them rather than trying to store them up for one big push. And yet again, we're going to have another pause.
Awkward. Hoping it's not on the same player,
Well,
but it looks like it is.
Looks like it might be.
KuKi's computer is letting him down, it seems. We don't have full confirmation on that, but I'm sure a helpful graphic will let us know for sure.
We'll find out in just a couple moments here as they go ahead, surge into the booth to try to figure it out. And yes, it will in fact be another PC issue.
It is very hot on this side of the booth. That's the other side, so that's perhaps not it. Where is that air conditioner setting, Achilles?
I don't know. I mean, one of the players has a fan in his hand, so I imagine it's probably pretty hot.
Hey, a lot of the players have fans. They're watching.
Aha.
Ha-ha. It's pause time. You got to fill the time with something, Achilles. Come on, you were stripping. You're shameless. Don't even talk.
You got me.
I did.
I wasn't doing it for money, though.
Let the viewers know that you have since buttoned up your shirt again.
Oh, I have. I did that almost immediately after the camera cut away from us, but at the same time, I kind of want to take the shirt off given how hot it is in here.
It is. It's true. And the people are feeling it. Some Korean traditional fans there to get them through this pause. If the last pause is any indication, it's going to be a couple of minutes and we'll be able to get back into the map. So fingers crossed that is just the way forward here. MVP Space. Just don't want to go for that attack Sombra.
Not sure why.
I don't know. I really don't have an answer. I don't even mind the Roadhog and Sombra, just to be able to hook people that try to contest. If you can hook the enemy Sombra, if they try to contest, you're going for one of those forward big health packs. That could be a pick and potentially EMP into happy fun times, but for now at least, MVP Space being pretty dogged, pretty stubborn in their approach. They've moved on to the Roadhog. That was kind of the last thing, is that Yaki moved on to Roadhog, so a hook onto a Sombra would certainly slow down the EMP.
Well, right now we're slowing down everything.
We're going to go late. Let's see if we can make midnight, Achilles.
I mean,
it's 10:45 p.m. local time
this
for our international viewers.
This is going to be match point, and everything is still very tight-knit, so we very well could have a Game 5. So this could be a midnight night for
I'm ready.
Overwatch.
You know, I invite the midnight Overwatch. We've all played some midnight Overwatch, I'm sure, viewers and casters alike.
I was playing a bit beyond midnight Overwatch last night at a PC bong, actually.
How was the 3 a.m. Overwatch treating you?
Oh, it was just excellent.
Does the opposition get better or worse at 3 a.m.?
My team definitely gets worse.
That's not the time to solo queue,
and thereby the opposition gets way better. Because, you know, people think that it's great to have the Bastion-Hanzo duo.
How many healers did you have on your team?
Myself.
Nice.
Playing Ana.
Look at you, a 3 a.m. team player. You're not part of the problem.
I know. I'm actively fighting against it, but I'm losing the battle.
Losing the battle to Hanzo?
Yeah. That was an interesting night. That was a 5 a.m. night. That should have ended way sooner.
5 a.m. Overwatch. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I came out of the PC bong, and it was light out. I was just like, ah.
That's always when you've made a grave mistake.
Yeah, it's like, this is what it probably feels like when you go to, like, Vegas and you go to the casino.
Whoa,
but
it's Reaper saying MVP KuKi.
He's saying, hey, pick me alongside your Sombra.
Yeah. I mean, that's about as direct as can be. Come on, MVP. We already saw EnVyUs pull it off. And we saw it also a week ago in a match that Atlas and I cast. So that Talon comp that started in Challenger, then we saw adopted by X6 on this exact point, Temple of Anubis, point B. And then also by EnVyUs in their final match of the regular group stage just on Tuesday.
And normally you wouldn't want to be doing the same thing that X6 is doing on Temple of Anubis, but their second time around was much better.
That's right. They didn't go left every time. They jumped in with Sombra Reaper. He spun like a top hat, and everyone died. Beyblade is still among the best names of a ultimate combination. Electric Cowboy is popping off as well.
You know, there was actually in the Beyblade anime, I just saw this. I was reminded of this. It was on the front page of Reddit a couple days ago, where they make it canon that Moses parts the sea by using a Beyblade.
Really?
Yes.
Moses confirmed, Reaper main.
They just go through the entire story, and he just parts the ocean. He parts the sea with a Beyblade. I was like, this is next level anime.
There you go. I mean, I don't read anime. Or manga, I guess you would say.
That would be manga.
I don't read a manga or watch much anime. There is the card. They have not misplaced the card. Maybe Daly's actually really bad at losing his identification, and this is for him to take home afterwards.
Maybe she's just actually a really tiny girl.
That's true. That's actually a normal card, guys. That's what you're not appreciating.
Yeah, that just fits in your wallet.
We welcome fans of all walks of life. Big fans, small fans.
Like a Sprite at that point.
It's true. CONBOX also, probably not knowing much about what's going on, apart from the fact that they just have to wait there.
Yeah, just get informed like, hey, there's a problem.
Architect looks tired.
Hang out.
Twighlight looks serious. He's like, I could play Sombra soon.
KuKi looks desperate.
I mean, 2 PC issues in the same night is a bad time. I know whenever I'm in a group and someone has PC issues twice, like maybe we just invite someone else. Like,
yeah.
That's usually you as well, Achilles.
Thanks, man. I never have PC issues. I just built a new rig.
Yeah, because of your PC issues.
No, because
you had a PC issue. You wanted your PC to be better.
Okay, sure. There was nothing.
How many frames do you get in Overwatch now?
All of them. I don't even.
All
know.
of the frames?
400 on Ultra, something like that.
Well, la-di-da. Some of us are putting our eSports dollars to good use.
I agree. I am.
I'm not. I don't have a cool PC. It feels bad, man.
Well, you know, I wasn't sure. I wanted to get a. Oh, I guess we're gonna look back to Eichenwalde.
That was where the bomb got no value from Asher. Are we going for any theme on the replays? We'll find out.
Oh,
Seems to be a lot of pulse bombs doing nothing.
Well, that was Daly getting the eat on it.
He did eat that one. That's the one I caught there. So maybe Daly's having a day out. We are showing Daly and his giant ID card fan.
So, yep. Let's hit that point. We have to take a look at some pulse bomb eating montages.
Hey, look. We've leveled up as casters. We catch those pulse bombs being eaten now.
This is true.
we usually catch the good tracking as well. Sometimes it's beautiful.
Sometimes it's just gorgeous.
Oh, Atlas, we love you. The beautiful tracking meme is really funny.
It's actually like one of the best things that's happened.
But literally, the
to
next
Apex.
time Atlas casted, the moment that someone popped the Soldier ultimate, I wrote beautiful tracking in caps before anyone else did. The whole chat filled with beautiful tracking. It was wonderful.
It's even been embraced on the competitive Overwatch.
You got to
subreddit,
embrace
so.
the memes. It's so silly that it's fantastic.
Yeah. You know, just own it up. That's all you got to do.
Seems like KuKi's still having some issues. Unfortunate to hear. The first one seemed to be fixed by a restart, but now we are still waiting for things to get back in. I'd take some beautiful tracking right now, Achilles.
Yeah. Well, maybe we're going to get it. Seems like the 80s are going to be exiting the booth. Oh, no, they're coming back.
Oh, no!
Damn.
I like how we're playing the game of, like, understand the situation wordlessly.
Right.
They're leaving. That's probably good.
Or they're just giving up.
Yeah. I'm sorry, your PC.
You're in PC
I
screwed.
don't
You
know.
guys got to play
No more
5v6.
Apex till next week. Just deal with it. Competitive integrity.
I mean, they already kind of played 5v6 because OneFact's Widowmaker didn't do anything when on attack, so they could theoretically play this out.
Reminds me of your Widowmaker.
Thanks, man.
No worries.
I think my Widowmaker's pretty good.
You and you alone think that.
Oh, well. Well, to catch you guys back up, in case you're just joining us, hey, welcome to Apex Season 3.
We've got a minute 40 on an attack here. CONBOX only capped point B in overtime, so there was a couple more trade-ups. Now it's Yaki off the Roadhog. It's going to be OneFact on Roadhog duty this time.
It seems like we might be having a similar situation for MVP space with this limited time pool that they have. 3 ultimates here available for CONBOX, including that EMP from Twighlight.
Speaking of
ahead,
EMPs.
jumps right in with the translocator, takes it out. Undine and Yaki both
how this
just
goes.
get ripped right apart. Closer going down. KuKi, OneFact, all but daily will be finished off. And this is not looking good for MVP space.
Now, they have a minute left, which was when Twighlight jumped onto Sombra, so who knows? Someone might go Sombra.
Will it happen, OneFact? No, he's still sticking with the Roadhog.
Now someone swaps to Sombra. Waiting for the Sombra.
I think you're going to have to keep on waiting.
Well, I mean, there's a Sombra advantage on Temple of Anubis, and if I've learned anything, that means the Sombra team wins. Well, I mean, they have nano boosts on a Diva, which is, again, more about controlling space. The ult there is not going to be massive. You don't really see the synergy with the nano boost coming through, so let's see if they can pull something off. A hook is probably going to have to be the start here if it's going to be the cap.
Well, they're going to go ahead and start pushing around the sidelines. Twighlight gets the translocation off right as that hook comes through from OneFact, so it's going to be on cooldown for the next 3 seconds or so. Nano boost thrown out now onto KuKi. So they start pushing forward, but from the backside, Architect comes in with that Dragon Blade, has to dash away from the self-destruct.
No value.
Actually gets jumped on. Yeah, KuKi takes him out, but they lose Undine from the self-destruct. Twighlight now EMP, ready to go. Will go ahead, drop that one down, takes out Yaki right off the bat. OneFact falls as well. And just for good measure, CONBOX Spirit throwing on that sound barrier just to keep themselves all safe. Which is KuKi very far forward here with the help of Daly, trying to delay as much as possible, trying to keep these hopes alive as they just need just under 33% to complete this map, but it's just not looking likely at all.
Doesn't seem so. Should be rushing down here. Oh, last second contest. We'll keep it going for a second.
He gets the recall off, keeps himself alive, dashes back in, trying to buy a little bit more time. OneFact has already been picked off on the roam back. Zasher finishes him off. Well, members piling in, but it's closer and Undine. They get taken down. CONBOX Spirit hold through. They will be taking MVP to match point.
And why do we see it going like we expected? But I guess given the lack of different...
I get it.
Like you said, boisterous are the fans. Even still as we near 11 p.m. here in Korea. As we very well could be here until close to midnight.
At this point, I welcome it. You know, the issues have added on a little bit of extra time. A 5-hour Overwatch broadcast for 2 best-of-5s would be different, but we're used to it, man. We've had plenty of long nights casting eSports,
yes.
Achilles.
Had some interesting times. Hour and 15-minute long pauses. Good times.
Our socks are still on, so we're doing all right. The defense
Socks
here,
are on. The shirt was almost not.
we saw this defense before. earlier today. The triple tank on defense, bringing back Season 1 and Season 2 strategies. No Mei to add to it to go full Season 1, but very much going to be about a much more shallow defense as the cart rounds the corner.
Yeah, I mean, that was in the must-hold situation for Kongdoo Panthera.
They have the McCree here. That's kind of the tech choice. Not a Mei, it's a McCree, but McCree will have a happier time trying to deal with the Pharah, who's the one who can really profit from the setup from CONBOX Spirit. It's only really the McCree that has any level of threat.
Yaki comes straight out the gate, sleeping forward onto that high ground. It's met by that Reinhardt shield, however, so it's not going to be able to get too much thrown down here. Just the passive ult percentage coming through so far for him.
Cheeky greeting there from the Diva. The jump up. As you can see, the defense line is going to be drawn much more shallow.
Yeah, just right into this underpass. And Asher looking for that wraparound from the Pharah, trying to deny that as best as possible so he can start getting those hits in.
Start seeing some rockets, and we'll see where the battle goes between the Pharah and the McCree. Might shape this particular engagement.
So raining in from above, gonna get those hits in. Asher does fine. A couple shots in, but instantly gonna get healed up by Undine. Now looking for the hit onto the enemy Tracer, but it's not gonna be able to find it. Yaki actually pushes really far forward with that distraction from OneFact, is able to go ahead and get rid of Asher. So now that DPS line from CONBOX Spirit will be a bit shattered as they keep trying to push that payload forward. Gamsu still sitting very far up.
Yeah, both tanks were actually taken out from the side of MVP space, so 3-0 tanks is always going to be massive advantage to Roadhog and friends. So that means that even though the pick looks very consequential on the McCree, McCree can make the walk of shame back because of the strong formation of the tank line.
They have the nano boost ready to go. They're going to go ahead and toss this one out in onto SleepyBear.
Already taking down the couple of members here. Once again, KuKi dies early.
Taking him out, so yet again MVP space just going to get halted.
If one ult repels a push, then they will very soon have Earth Shatter and also the whole hog. So half of the time bank is gone. CONBOX Spirit, 3 ults, MVP space. Pharah ultimate will definitely have to justify what has been a lot of long-range salvo shots, but not a lot more from Yaki.
I mean, you have to expect that if they could go ahead and just complete this full hold, that should be the series in the bag. It would be a very impressive hold from MVP space on the defense, but that's going to be the barrage coming through with the help of the Pulse Bomb to take out Gamsu, but Architect is able to get rid of Yaki, and Asher's at the backside, has that Deadeye ready to go. The res comes through, can't quite get it as they duck in behind the payload to keep themselves safe.
Pretty greedy there, looking for kills off of the res.
Yeah, can't find it. Still going to be Yaki just firing in from above. Trying to take them out, and does get rid of Architect, so nice little opening here for them.
The Earth Shatter here could be big.
Looking to line this one up. Doesn't have anybody really to body block this one.
Yeah, he's running out of allies as well. Even if the Earth Shatter is massive, probably not going to have enough friends to profit from it.
Yeah, he's going low. Last shot there from Yaki, straight on top of his head. Will take him out. That will be the completion. But running down the clock significantly is that defensive CONBOX Spirit. So 3.5 minutes on the clock here for MVP space to go through the streets phase.
It's worth noting that, sure, they bought a lot of time, but the comp they have is not really in any way set up for the streets phase. They're going to have to make a lot of changes and thus lose out on ult economy here. SleepyBear has ult, Opraochi on the Lucio has ult, but Architect is swapped over. And now the comp is very much more about defending the high ground and dropping down than it was before.
See what they get done. Gamsu already going to go ahead, push forward as Asher just fires away from the high ground, finds closer, and Undine goes down, so both supports have been taken out, but Yaki pushing forward is able to get rid of that McCree, and they answer Twighlight as well. So good target selection coming through. Meantime, off screen, you hear that bang, and Gamsu goes down for the Pulse Bomb.
Yeah, Architect doing some work in the back line, but the cart, while not moving, there has been good kills towards the side of MVP space while we were watching Architect. Looking to take out the Diva and actually start seriously pushing the cart.
Yeah, this should get them quite a bit of distance here. As Opraochi and SleepyBear both now respawn.
MVP Space did win that on balance, even though they didn't invest the sound barrier with the Lucio going down first.
Oh, Twighlight in a bad spot. Pops a biotic grenade, drops down to the low ground, but it's caught up on the corner. So he doesn't
Fade away ultimate onto Architect.
Actually gets the nano boost out in onto Architect, but he doesn't have any targets. So just finds the one kill, and outside of that, it's not going to get any further use.
Did look a bit like a panic ultimate. We've all had those in competitive play where you think you're going to die and like, well, we might lose the fight. I'll just shoot out the ult. But and then got no value from it.
That's when you get a boostio.
Well, at least it was a boosted Genji, so that's better.
I'm saying it's solo queue. It's usually the
Oh,
boostio.
it's always. Sometimes it's the Battle Mercy.
He's just always sleeping in front of you.
One of my proudest moments was ulting a Mercy, allowing her to jump in and actually get the res off, otherwise she would have died. So, the one time it was unironic. But yeah, the boostio's happened plenty of times too, let's be real.
Now, nearly completed here on this point
Catch
B.
Opraochi during the channel.
Yeah, takes him down already. Yaki dashing through, gets rid of Twighlight. Asher falls as well. Big profit off the Dragon Blades. SleepyBear dashes forward, just get rid of Closer to buy a little bit more time here for CONBOX Spirit on the defense, but SleepyBear is going to go ahead and gets popped out of the mech and gets melted down. Gamsu with the Primal Raid, you can see just trying to buy enough time.
That's from CONBOX Spirit. That's Opraochi, who died during the first attempt to get the sound barrier off. Just trying to delay here. Gamsu's not dead yet.
Yeah, barely stays alive, but getting popped back up by Twighlight. Just
the cart doesn't move the entire time. It was actually a success.
It's going to be the Transcendence thrown out here from Undine. Pushing forward, they get rid of Twighlight, looking for a bit more ground to be gained. As they all just pile in on top of the payload. Daly does have that self-destruct ready to go. Can use that to try to zone them back. And SleepyBear is just doing so much work on the other side of the spectrum with his own Diva. OneFact and the Zenyatta both taken out, and Closer goes down as well.
That was actually CONBOX profiting off Architect's Dragon Blade. Didn't get any kills with it, but got a lot of people low. Really heroic defense there, buying so much time. When Opraochi went down mid-channel of the sound barrier, I thought for sure MVP Space would get the last meterage, but they bought so much time heroically. A lot of it was Asher on the cart, diving in and out. But now, SleepyBear and Asher buying time has meant that CONBOX Spirit have a chance of holding before it gets to point C.
14 or 10 seconds now left on the clock. See the Nano Boost coming through here onto Gamsu. Closer. And the other supports just hanging out inside the bank. Will get taken out. Undine, the first one to fall. Self-destruct thrown into the vault, but it's not going to come up with anything here for the side of MVP Space. A bit of a desperation move. Now,
Yaki dies with the Dragon Blade up as well.
Self-destruct thrown out by SleepyBear. Can he find anything? With the sound barrier coming through as well for CONBOX Spirits. They keep trying to posture forward, maintain control over this payload and get everybody off of it. KuKi buying so much time for his team will finally go down. They will get halted. It's 79.89 meters.
Fantastic delay there on defense from CONBOX Spirit. Did so much work holding it before it could finally be pushed. I thought for sure the full push would come through, but not quite. Denied in the end.
It's looking really good for them. Had a massive movement up through the streets phase. But after that, the shutdown came through from CONBOX Spirit. But now MVP Space. Let's see what they can piece together for the defense. We saw CONBOX trying to do that triple tank. Didn't quite have the May to really make it that Season 1, as you said. But they're going to be looking to, for that full hold on point A, so they don't even have to risk the streets phase happening.
Yeah, CONBOX Spirit, I was so surprised with Opraochi going down. They actually were able to just about hold the cart in position. So many stall tactics that by the time he came back in, Lucio Ultimate bought them more time, and MVP Space are going to be frustrated with their eventual push. So often we see it going further, and Yaki with a bit of a tribute to his teammate, OneFact. Don't think we're going to see Yaki on the Bastion.
Almost certainly not. That's a OneFact thing.
Exactly. It was a tribute. I was going to do some Tenacious D lyrics there, but I'll hold off it.
All right, well, they're going to go for the triple support.
Support on Hollywood I like because there are a lot of great defensive positions for them to kite back to, but can still be taken out. Here they're largely going to be playing, you imagine, on this ledge. It's the same triple support. When we say triple support, it is invariably Lucio, Zenyatta, and Ana. Ana's been the one forced out. Lucio and Zen by far the standard picks.
All right, we'll see how this one's going to go.
They're going to get early information, you'd imagine. Should be pretty high value, Sonarara.
Yeah, they already see multiple members hanging out on that high ground, so spots out the rest of them in Twighlight. Surprise, going to be moving over to the Sombra. So nothing too shocking here, and Asher's already wrapped himself around onto the high ground from behind.
The theory here is that if they don't take down a single target, you can heal through it, and the support ultimates will allow for a full hold. You're shooting for full hold when you go triple support, because you will have to change if you get onto Street's face.
Yeah, but once you get Twighlight dropping down that EMP, that means that Undine's going to be that much more susceptible to falling. So still a bit of a risk, and a decent counter coming out here from Twighlight if you just build up for that ultimeter. See here, people jumping forward, giving him some nice juicy targets to get hits on. Comes back with the translocator.
3 down on the side of MVP Space, that's 4.
Yeah, this should be a massive shove here for CONBOX Spirit. Not quite into point A, I would expect, but maybe they can go the distance right off of this one. They're going to get a nice delay onto Daly as well, dashing through. Helps Gamsu take him down, and honestly, this could just be the push.
Yeah, Yaki's back alive, so he's the most likely to be able to touch the point, but it's going to take a long amount of toil for the rest of the defenders to get there. So let's see. And we will see Yaki drop onto the cart and buy some meterage.
Yeah, but now just 0.99 away, and Architect's drawing at the Dragon Blade. Already finds one onto Undine, dashes through, finds OneFact as well. Into the barrier, he goes slashing away at the Winston. Can't quite get the kill onto KuKi, but forces him away. And that's the cap on the point A. 5 minutes on the clock here for CONBOX Spirit, and they're still looking for these stagger kills as they try to retreat yet again, popping Daly out of the back, and they can just leave him be.
All right, guys, let's put triple support on Dorado in the not good column on point A. It doesn't work. There's too many flank routes. We know that Farah can run around. Genji can get into the back line. I don't even think it was the best tech choice from CONBOX Spirit. Usually we have something with burst, like, for example, McCree, to take down one of the supports instantly. That's what we saw Rogue do when they were on attack against triple support. That was on Hollywood that time. Hollywood, it makes sense.
Goes ahead, drops it in. Yaki's gonna be the first one to fall. OneFact quickly falling thereafter, and KuKi goes down.
It's the killing fields on point B.
Both the DPS already been taken care of, and this payload is bumping.
Yeah, Lucio's got it right. MVP Space kind of doing the walk of shame in every direction but towards the cart, which means the cart is almost fully bushed.
Yeah. Asher taking out Daly as well, so now it's going to be all on KuKi. Self-destruct thrown out.
Just
to try to zone them back. The barrier does block it out for KuKi here so he can stay alive. Goes very low. Doesn't get the pop. The Primal Rage
Look at on the point.
Takes them out, and they have to just pile on here. You can see closer, trying to buy as much time as he can. Pops that amplification on the healing just to try to stay alive, but they can't do it. And CONBOX Spirit stomp them out on Dorado, and they'll close out this series 3-1. They're moving on to the round of 8.
That's the first time the map choice didn't go the way of the team picking, and CONBOX Spirit are pumped. They battled back into Apex Season 3 through the relegation promotion.